Hello and welcome to your English news broadcast live on ERi-TV. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. on Eritrea's local time from our headquarters at Asmara with your domestic and international news in brief. I'm Zahra Badori, but first we'll begin with your major headlines for this broadcast. Ministry of Education Activity Assessment Meeting. And assessment meeting on teaching and learning process, and these two on domestic. On your international, Iran says European statement on nuclear talks regrettable. And 5 killed as powerful earthquake strikes Papua New Guinea. The Ministry of Education on 8th and 9th September conducted activity assessment meeting on 2021-2022 academic year, as well as on the future program. At the meeting, extensive discussion was conducted on the reports presented by heads of regional branches, Sawa Vocational Training Center, Eritrean Community Schools in Saudi Arabia, as well as on the implementation of the set-out programs by the Ministry of Education. The assessment meeting was mainly focused on achievements registered in ensuring equitable educational opportunity, application of curriculum ensuring quality education provision, participation of female students at all levels, adult education program, cultural, sports and health activities, causes for students' school dropout, measures to be taken, improvement in school discipline, contribution of students at summer work program, administration of boarding schools, technical and vocational education, as well as internal capacity of schools and training centers in the region. The participants conducted extensive discussion on the strengths and challenges presented in the reports and adapted various recommendations. Speaking at the occasion, Mr. Petros Haidamariam, Director General of Research and Human Resources Development at the Ministry of Education, called integrated effort for preserving the achievement registered and addressed the challenges encountered. Assessment meeting on teaching and learning process of the year 2021-2022 academic year was conducted in the subzone of Halhal, Asmat, on the 5th and 6th September. According to reports presented at the meeting in Halhal subzone, the number of students' school enrollment has increased to 10% and passing to the next level by 8.5%, and called for integrated effort on the part of parents and school communities for better outcome. Likewise, in Asmat subzone, the number of students from elementary and high school that scored passing marks has increased by 74.5% and 81.4% respectively, and called for addressing the number of dropouts in the junior schools. Commanding the role of teachers in the development of the teaching and learning process, the participants called for construction modern schools to replace the shack of schools. Indicating the investment made into education influences every sector, Mr. Kiflay and Mikhail, head of the Ministry of Education in Ansaba region, called for integrated effort with a view to realize equality education. Up next with your international, stay tuned for more. On your global reports, Iran's foreign ministry describes as unconstructive and regrettable a joint statement issued by Germany, France, and the United Kingdom said they had serious doubts about Iran's intentions to revive a 2015 nuclear deal. The 3 European powers had earlier vented their frustration at Iran's demand that the UN nuclear watchdog close a probe into uranium particles found at 3 sites, adding that it was jeopardizing talks in resuming the agreement. Iran's Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson Nasser Kenan said on Saturday that the three European countries are advised to play a more active role in providing solution to end the few disagreements that remain. The media also reported that Iran earlier this month sent its latest response to the European Union proposed text to revive the agreement under the Tehran and restrained its nuclear program in exchange for relief from US, EU and UN economic sanctions. Diplomats have said Iran's response to the EU coordinator was a step backward, with it seeking to link a revival of the deal with the closure of investigations by the International Atomic Energy Agency into the uranium traces. The three countries known as the E3 said in a statement referring to the deal's full name, the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, that this latest demand raises serious doubts as to Iran's intentions and commitment to a successful outcome on the JCPOA. Yet another earthquake report, a 7.6 magnitude earthquake shook Papua New Guinea, damaging buildings and triggering landslides and killing at least 5 people. The United States Geological Survey, the earthquakes struck at a depth of 61 kilometers, equaling 38 miles, about 67 kilometers from the eastern town of Kananatu. On Saturday morning, local members of Parliament Casey Swang said at least two people were killed in remote mountain villages, with 4 others airlifted to hospital in critical condition. In nearby Haukarang Alluvial mining said 3 miners were also buried alive. Swang reported that there has been widespread damage and a landslide had buried homes and split one village where people lost their houses. The nation's leader, James Marpay, said the earthquake was massive and told people to be cautious, but said he expected the damage to be less than that from a 2018's earthquake and series of aftershocks which killed an estimation of 150 people. However, the scale of the damage and number of casualties from Saturday's earthquake was still nuclear. Marpay said national and provincial disaster agencies, as well as the leaders, have been asked to assess the damage and injuries to people and attend to these as soon as possible. Dear viewers, that is all for your reports for this broadcast. These are your major headlines in review. Ministry of Education Activity Assessment Meeting. Assessment Meeting on Teaching and Learning Process. On your international, Iran says European statement on nuclear talks regrettable. And last but not least, 5 killed as powerful earthquake strikes Papua New Guinea. That is all from us, from our headquarters here at Asmara on ERi-TV. We'll leave you with the rest of our programs, wishing you a happy St. John's holiday. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.